Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I'm going to be talking about Decrypto. This is one of the newest games that I played that was at Gen Con of 2023. It was a party game year for me this year, just because those were really the games I played the most of, and Decrypto was absolutely one of them. Now, I have seen this before, like last year, whenever I was buying Turing Machine, someone had recommended Decrypto at the same time, but I was like, oh, I'll just stick with Turing Machine, because whoever I was talking to didn't really describe this game all that well. But got a chance to play it, and after we had played it, because a friend of mine bought a copy, all the rest of us all went and got our own as well, because this is a fantastic game. It is so much fun, and while it has a similar vibe to Codenames, it does it in a completely different way that I feel like I can own both and still have a great time. So I mentioned a lot of party games that I enjoy tend to be about inciting discussion. Those are like my favorite group style party games, but I also love word games, even though like clue kind of giving games like Codenames, Decrypto, even though it's not based around words, but like Mysterium or things like that, where there's like a person who's trying to get everyone to guess what they're thinking. I am horrible at them, apparently. I've come to realize that. But Decrypto is one of the few like team games that I have now. So in Decrypto, you're given a set of words from these, I don't know what those called, like the red hued words, and you're on the team. You're either on the white team or the black team, and you have 4 words that you just take one of those and slide them in, and then those are the 4 words that your team has. So they could be, I'll just find 4 as an example. You just slide these puppies in. This one is virtue, fortune, fence, and croissant. Croissant. And then, so you have your teammate that so it's me and another person, and then them and another person. Since I'm the white team, I shuffle this deck, and I have a code. The code says 432, because these are numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So 432 is the code that I got. So I have to come up with a clue, and normally like they have to be like one-word clues. That's not the case here. It could be anything. I mean, you can even act it out if you wanted to. But I have to give him or them something that leads them to croissant in this case, fence, and fortune. And so I give him these clues, and then hand him the clues that he reads, and then he's trying to get 432. But you also give your opponent those same words, so that you like both teams are sharing the words that they get, and they're also trying to figure out what code it is. Now, the first round doesn't matter. Like, you actually can't try to guess it, otherwise it's just RNG at that point. But from the second round on, when you give the clues to your team, or to your teammate and to your opponents, they're trying to also figure out your clue. So what makes this game extremely fascinating is you have to come up with clues that are going to be difficult for your opponents to figure out, but not so difficult that your own teammate is not going to get, because they have these tokens that are like, I can't remember what they're called. They're miscommunications and interpretations. So the miscommunication, if you get too many of those on your team, the miscommunication tokens come in if he puts down, 3-4-2 or something. 1-3-2. As long as if it's not 4-3-2, then you get a miscommunication token. You get too many of those, your team just outright loses. But if your opponent guesses 4-3-2, then they get an interpretation token. And if they get a certain number of those, then they win. And both teams are doing this, and man, it just completely flips the kind of the word game on its head. I was so impressed by the thought process that you put behind it, because it's like, okay, how? Because you're only given 3 numbers ever. It's always 3 numbers. They're never the same, so it's never like 333. So when you're giving clues, like, you're thinking, okay, like, that could fit for the one that they previously gave us, but they could have gotten a number of the 4th one that we haven't seen yet. It's entirely possible for the team reading a clue to the other team to never get a number just by sheer randomness. Like, the one that I thought was virtue, I could never draw a code that has a 1 in it. And, but that could be good, because you could start trying to give clues that make it seem like it's the one that they haven't gotten, but also align to the ones that you have, so your opponent or so your teammate can get it. Because the way is you keep track on this pad, and the pad's double-sided. So down at the bottom, you write down all the words that they've given you, so that whenever you're thinking, so you can basically cross-reference, be like, okay, all these words share a similar pattern. Here's the new one they gave us. Does it align to these 4 that they already have given us? Because if you get it wrong, like let's say they say 3, 2, 1, you tell them the actual correct code. You tell them, okay, no, that wasn't correct. It was 4, 3, 2. So it doesn't lead the team astray. They don't keep going down the wrong path. They know, okay, this word does attribute to the number 4. So they write all that down so they can start using that in future turns. So your clues have to start getting more and more creative or elaborative. Is that the right word? I don't know. But I find that completely fascinating. Unlike Codenames, where, I mean, Codenames is still phenomenal as a word team game as well. But this one just did a spin on it that I hadn't seen before. So it basically goes until a team gets a certain number of miscommunication and a team gets a certain number of interpretation. And one thing, this is actually part of the tiebreaker, but I would much rather have it actually be a part of the game. I mean, I guess you could always just house rule it, but it is also fun. So let's say both teams get 2 interpretation tokens. I think that's how many you even need just to win. So if both teams get 2, then it's like, okay, we end in a tie. So then the tiebreaker is you now have to guess the exact word for each of the 4 numbers. And that is, let me tell you, at least for me, way harder than you would expect it to be. Just because some of the words that they have aren't as obvious as you would actually expect it. Like, the last game I played, I got 1 word out of the 4, and I was sure about 3 of them. And it was like, oh man. Like, and it could be frustrating for sure. You could be like, okay, it's so obviously this word. Like, they gave us these 4 that attributes to hoard. Like, awesome, we got it. And it's like, nope, that attributed to wealth or whatever. It's like, oh my god, like, I hate you and your clues. But yeah, like, every time you're thinking, okay, let's put the words down, like this one, this one, this one, this one. And it can be satisfying, I guess, to be on the side where it's like, we think it's this one. Nope, 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 nope. And it's like, wow, what the fuck are the words, you know? But it happens right back to you when you think you got it, but you don't. And I think that's why they put it as a tiebreaker, just because whenever you're using like sentences or synonyms for words, it can be very difficult to hone it in on just one. So the tiebreaker, if you happen to get just one of the words right, you're most likely going to win. So yeah, this is a very, very, if you're into word games like this, if you love code names, granted there's a million different code names out there, so you can just get those. But if you really want to twist on it for a team game that takes that similar concept but flips it. I highly recommend Decrypto. They have a Decrypto XL, like it's like this. If you've seen it, it's like the massive white box. I always thought that was like a different version, but the lady who was at the booth was like, "No, this is the exact same game. That one's just big." So we're like, "Okay, well, why would we ever pay for the big one?" Probably for conventions or large game days, but. And what's also cool is each of these cards has 4 words on it. So whenever you're done, like at least like Codenames does, where you just flip it over to the side, you just flip this upside down, new word. You know, you can flip it around, new word. These kinds of games just stand the test of time for me because let's say like the 4 words I just got, what was it? Virtue, fortune, fence, and whatever. The clues I'm going to give are radically different from the clues someone else is going to give. Like one of my favorite ones that I did that I was very proud of was the word was tube, and my clue was you. Like, why are you? And I was like, please, for the love of God, just get this right. Because I remember he saw it, and he was probably like, what the hell? But then so he started putting you with all of them. He's like, YouTube. Oh, yeah, that's it. And then the clue he gave back to me for that same number was me, and like M-E. And my thought was, okay, well, he's just doing the opposite of you too, so that's only going to make sense to me. You know, it's like, okay, I put you, he put me, that's the opposite. And that was his thinking as well. So that was really cool of a concept to put down. But I was very proud of putting the you. We ended up losing that game, but it's still, God. This game is just so wildly fun. And then they even have an expansion. I haven't tried the expansion yet, but apparently is one of your clues must comply with a category. And then if all 3 of them do, you get a laser token. So not sure what the laser tokens do. It's called Laser Drive. So I don't know. I almost feel like this could have been more. Well, I guess the codes are floppy disks, so maybe there's this. But it does say expansion number 1, and I always find that kind of odd whenever they put like a number behind it, because it's like, oh, are you gonna do like more expansions? I don't know. It is a little weird now that I think about it, because this is by Scorpion Mask, but then Yellow is also on here, but Yellow's not on the base game, so I don't really know who owns this. Who owns this game? I got it at the Hachette booth, but yeah, if you're wanting a new style word party-esque game, highly recommend Decrypto. This one is just an absolute blast, and this box alone will suffice. You don't even need the expansion, but I got it because I love this game. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give Decrypto a 9. I really enjoy it. Even though there was a point in the last game I played where I was just like, I am very frustrated because I cannot figure out like how these words sync up. But that just shows how much I like the game, where it's like, I'm mad, but I want to keep playing and I really like it. So that's my thoughts on Decrypto. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.